The chair now recognizes the gentleman from New Mexico, Mr. Vasquez, for 5 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today with deep gratitude. Gratitude to the people of New Mexico who have placed their trust in me, and gratitude for all those who have worked with me this past year, both Democrats and Republicans, who have helped me deliver real results for folks back home. My district is one of the largest districts in the country, larger than the state of Pennsylvania. It includes major cities, border towns, tribal communities, and rural counties that often feel forgotten by Washington. New Mexico's 2nd District embodies the American spirit. We are a diverse people who get up every day, work a hard day's job, and take pride in our families and the work that we do. And this year, I set out with one simple goal: focus on the people in our district and do good by the families who call New Mexico home, regardless of their party affiliation. That's why at a time when Washington has been paralyzed by partisan gridlock and way too much drama, my focus has remained on common sense and delivering real results. The good people of New Mexico elected me to do a job, and I intend to do it. Not with red or blue solutions, but practical solutions that are rooted in the real lives of the people that I represent. And across southern New Mexico, we've seen that wildfire season is no longer seasonal. It's a constant threat. We've seen the state's 2 largest wildfires ravage communities and displace generations of folks from their homes. So I worked with my colleagues on both sides to pass a bipartisan bill that strengthens our ability to fight fires in remote and rural areas. My Aerial Firefighting Enhancement Act ensures that our communities and firefighters have more resources to protect lives, homes, and livelihoods when it counts most. And when we talk about feeling forgotten, sometimes it's our rural communities that feel the most left out. Places where federal support can make the difference between a school being able to stay open, between having a graded road or one that's washboarded and crumbling, and between having life-saving care that can reach your home in time. That's why I successfully led a bipartisan push to restore $9 million in secure rural school funding for New Mexico's rural schools and our infrastructure, delivering much-needed resources to places like Katrin, Grant, Sierra, and Cibola counties. And staying focused on common sense also meant listening to our military families at White Sands Missile Range and Holloman Air Force Base. When they told me they were going without care because of the enormously long distances that it took to get to a hospital or to a clinic, I worked on a bipartisan bill that is now law, that expands travel reimbursement under TRICARE so that service members and their loved ones aren't forced to shoulder the unnecessary costs just to get the care that they need. But serving New Mexico isn't just about passing bills here. It's about showing up when people need you. This year, my team and I resolved over 650 constituent cases, cutting through red tape, standing up to bureaucracy, and returning nearly $4.5 million to our taxpayers who were rightfully owed that money. For families waiting on Social Security, veterans navigating the VA, or seniors dealing with the IRS, that help was immediate and personal. I've traveled over 5,000 miles on the road in my district this year, from talking to students in Deming, meeting with tribal leaders in Zuni Pueblo, hosting a carne asada with oil workers in Carlsbad, and convening roundtable with police departments in Albuquerque. This is a big district with many needs, and advocacy doesn't just start at the Capitol steps. 2025 was also a big year in the fight to protect our public lands. When extreme proposals threatened to sell off millions of acres of our public lands, I founded the first ever bipartisan Public Lands Caucus to keep those lands public for hunters, ranchers, families, and future generations who deserve to keep this unique American birthright. Public lands are one of our nation's best ideas, and I intend to keep it that way. I've also worked hard to secure federal investments across New Mexico, from addressing homelessness to investing in workplace training to launching a new express bus service connecting Las Cruces to El Paso. I showed up, listened to what folks needed, and we got to work. These are smart investments that strengthen local economies and improve the daily lives of New Mexicans. Lastly, my focus on bringing common sense to Washington is why I recently introduced a new plan for immigration this year. Because as someone who was raised on both sides of the border and represents 180 miles of that border today, I know that border security is more complex than just building a wall. I know that both parties have often gotten it wrong. We need an immigration system that reflects our American values, that makes smart investments in security, and more legal pathways that strengthen our economy rather than undermine it. I want to be clear about something. I don't work for either party. I work for the people of New Mexico, every single one of them, whether they voted for me or not. I'm proud of what we've accomplished together this year, But more than that, I'm proud of how we accomplished it, by choosing collaboration over conflict. And so to the people of New Mexico, gracias. Thank you for sending me here. I will continue showing up, fighting for you, and doing the work you sent me here to do. I yield back, Mr. Speaker.
The chair